Item number 8, Community Living Infrastructure CLI Grant Addendum. Jason.
So I'll start with a little bit of background real quick, try and keep it brief. In 2020, the Department of Human Services put out an RFP to counties for the CLI, Community Living Infrastructure Grant. The purpose of the grant is to support the capacity of counties and tribes to increase and improve opportunities for Minnesotans with disabling conditions and housing instability to live successfully in the community. We saw this grant as an opportunity and decided to submit a proposal. Our proposal was one of the chosen for the grant, which was then brought to the board at that time and approved. And we've spent the last 2 years going through various grant activities, which I'll touch on. But the reason we're here today, quite simply, is we're at the end of that 2-year cycle. They're giving every grantee the opportunity to accept a full 2 more years of the grant without going through an RFP process. And that's the addendum that we have in front of us now. And so what we're looking to do is accept this addendum, add 2 years on to the original contract and grant, and continue the activities that we've been doing over the past 2 years. So to touch on what we have been doing, internally, administratively, this grant has allowed us to establish a subcontract agreement and payment process for our housing support inspections, really beefing up that process, making sure that all the facilities that we have contracts with are passing habitability inspections, making sure they're safe for the residents there. It's a process that we've had in place, but we saw an opportunity for improvement by partnering with Itasca. The professionals that they have for these inspections, we felt was a good partnership for us. We've been able to produce a new housing support provider manual and publish that to providers. We've developed and implemented mandatory housing support policies and procedures training for all housing support providers and created a new housing support provider application. We've also completed an Itasca County housing support needs assessment, and those are just a few of the kind of internal administrative things we've done with the grant. Bigger picture, what we've done in the community is partnered with both Northland Counseling and Itasca and created housing resource specialists. We've contracted with them, provided them with grant dollars. They've created these positions. We found them to be very, very valuable positions for our community. What a housing resource specialist is doing, they're making partnerships with treatment centers, corrections, hospitals, police departments, and other agencies to help identify households who are elderly, disabled, or homeless and in need of housing. They're helping individuals gather documentation and complete applications for housing and services. They're helping individuals look for housing units or any other housing options that might be available. They're providing referrals to other community resources, supporting individuals and families as they move into housing. These are the activities we'd like to continue over the next 2 years. I did just quickly gather part of this grant and what we have to do to be a recipient is quarterly reporting to DHS. And so I did quick pull the first quarter of 2023 reporting that we sent to them just to share a couple of numbers with that housing resource specialist activities. So first quarter of 2023, Northland Counseling provided housing resource specialist activities to 15 households. Of those 15 households, 6 secured permanent housing outcomes, which is a great number, 40% there. 3 were able to get into rental housing with a subsidy. 2 were actually moved into long-term care or assisted living. 1 was in a permanent setting with a friend or relative. We had 7 households that were actually able to move into a temporary housing situation, emergency shelters, transitional housing, treatment and detox. In that same time period, Itasca worked with 10 different households, of which they were able to move 3 into permanent housing. with, again, rentals, permanent housing, maintained housing. So what this grant is allowing us to do is build on the housing resources that we had in place. And we're utilizing the experts that we have within the county with Itasca and Northland. And we're looking at opportunities that may be there with Grace House and what we can do with these funds. But ultimately, we have an opportunity that DHS is giving us to accept another $219,000 to support our community and provide better housing options and resources for them, and we'd like to accept that.
Motion to accept the Community Living Infrastructure Grant Addendum in the amount of $217,492.
Second.
A first and a second. How about more discussion? Nope.
Nope.
All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Same sign opposed. Jason, thank you.
Thank you all.